Hi, welcome to day 28 of our 30-day yoga journey inwards. Today we notice. We're going to come through a really lovely, gentle yoga class where we just kind of take a little bit of time in each pose and start to really notice and tune inwards to how we feel. So I do recommend having a block and even a blankie handy for this flow. Just as a little bit of support, like for the knees, for the arms, for the back, we will use them at different times. So let's begin by coming to a seated position. You can be cross-legged. You can have one heel and bring it into the groin and then the other in front so that your knees are really open. And so long as you can lengthen up tall through the spine. So if you find you're really rounding through the back here, you might actually take that blankie and have it all folded up and just bring that underneath the sit bones, just so that your hips are a little higher than your knees are tracking downwards, and it just helps to lengthen up through the spine. So when you've found your comfortable position, we're going to take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And just really begin to tune into the body and into the breath. Starting to notice how it feels to breathe in your body in this moment today. Now as you breathe here, notice where the breath is landing for you. Maybe it's coming right down into your belly, maybe it's a little higher in the chest, maybe it's somewhere in between. Just allowing yourself the space and the time to tune inwards and notice. Allow the breath to just come and go as it chooses to. Just building some awareness here around the flow of it. Now letting go of your attention on the breath and just noticing where you're sitting. What do you feel underneath you? Maybe notice the sounds around you. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes, finding yourself back into your space. And just letting go of the hands here. So from here, you can bring your hands onto your knees. We're just going to take our left ear towards our left shoulder. Starting to tune in towards noticing the side of the neck. How does that feel? Can you feel a wee stretch going on there? If you're not feeling anything, you can adjust your neck position by either lowering the chin down a little towards the shoulder or lifting it up a little higher. Just coming to the space where it feels the best for you here. Now let's extend this feeling of stretching up through the neck here by taking our right hand down beside you, pointing the fingertips up towards the ceiling, and just bringing a little bit more into that side stretch. So that's kind of like a long line from the wrist up through the neck, out the crown of the head. And then let's take this further still by taking the left hand down to the mat beside you, walking it out, lifting that right arm up overhead and reaching it long. Now let's play with this a little bit. We're going to inhale, open up towards the roof, and exhale, looking down towards the mat. Inhale, open up. Exhale, looking down. Then inhale, come into that middle space where you feel that stretch right up from that right hip, along the body and out those fingertips, before coming back through center. Hands come back to the knees here. And we're going to take that right ear to the right shoulder, awakening this left side of the neck. And again, if you want to take a little movement of bringing the chin towards the shoulder or looking up a little higher, just to find that middle ground, that space that you can notice and feel this. Now, notice if you want to extend it a little bit. What is your body telling you? If you do, you might take that left hand out, flexing at the wrist, pointing the fingertips up towards the ceiling, and creating a line from that left wrist right up through the crown of the head. Now notice where in this left side are you feeling this the most? Now let's expand on this side by taking that right arm down along the mat, walking the fingertips out, and reaching those your left arm overhead. I say arms as if we've got two arms on the left side. I don't know, maybe you do. Now, looking down towards the mat, and then inhaling open. Exhale, looking down. Inhaling open. And then come to that middle space where you feel this the most. Reaching long through those left fingertips, feeling that stretch right up the left side of the body. Before lifting up through center. Good. Taking those feet out in front of you and bringing the soles of the feet together in butterfly position. So again, find that length through the spine. Your knees are pointing out towards the short side of your mat, and you might begin to flap your butterfly wings or your legs and get a little movement in there. And then when you're ready to find some stillness, just allowing gravity to do its thing, allowing the knees to just drop open. And we're going to inhale, open up through the chest, and exhale, bringing those elbows in towards the inner knees, fold forward. Now we're not rounding through the spine here as we fold forward, but instead we're lengthening through the spine as we come forward over our feet. So again, coming to the position that feels the best for you. And then on an inhale, lengthening up, coming back through center, bringing the hands to the outside of the knees, walking those knees in towards one another, bringing the hands behind you, and just allowing the knees to drop from side to side. And then coming back through center. From here, we're going to transition over into hands and knees. So making your way into a tabletop position. If you want a little support under your knees today, you might take that blankie and place it under your knees as a support, or alternatively, just pop it off to the side. So, finding your tabletop position, our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips, and we're just going to start by taking some cat-cows. So, inhale, looking up, and exhale, round through the spine. Move with your breath. So you might be taking a different speed to me, and that's okay. Moving in the way your body wants to move with your breath. Now let's make this a little bit bigger. So as we round through the spine, coming forward over the hands, dropping the hips, and then exhale, lifting the hips, sending our hips back towards the feet in a child's pose. Inhale, rounding forward and through, dropping those hips down, opening up through the front body, and exhale, grounding into those knees, sending the hips back towards the heels. Moving with your breath. Coming forward one more time, and then exhaling, sinking back and coming into child's pose. So walking those knees as wide as the mat. Feet together, big toes together, walking the arms forward. And breathing here. Then coming up onto the fingertips of the hands, and we're just going to walk the hands to the right side. You might take that left hand and place it on the right hand. Breathing here into that left side body. And coming back through center, walking the hands around to the left side. Right hand comes on top of the left. And then coming back through center. On your next inhale, grounding down into the hands and the knees, lifting up and coming back into your tabletop position. Now taking that right hand to the center of the chest, down on the floor in front of you. And as we inhale, we're going to open up to the left side. Exhale, taking that left hand and bringing it under the right, reaching to the right side of the mat. And then inhale, open back up. Exhale, sweep that hand underneath. Inhale and lift to open. Now this time as you exhale, sweep that hand underneath and bringing that left shoulder, left cheek to the mat. Right hand can stay here firmly in the ground, or you might like to walk it out towards the front of your mat. Now option to stay here, or option to extend that right leg back. Those toes are tucked underneath you on the mat. Breathing here. And notice how you feel. Where are you feeling this the most? Notice if there's space for you to relax a little more into this pose. And bringing that right knee back to the mat, walking the right hand back, grounding down into that right hand and opening up to the left side of the mat. Placing that left hand down and bringing it to the center of the mat, below the chest. As you inhale, open up to the right side and exhale, sweep the right arm under the left. Inhale and open. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift up, and this time exhale, sweeping it under, taking the right cheek, right shoulder to the mat. Now staying here with the left hand or walking it towards the top of the mat. Notice if this side feels any different to the previous side. Now if you took that leg extension on the last side, you might tuck those left toes under and send that leg back. And then bringing that left knee back down to the mat, walking that left hand in, grounding down into the left hand as you open up to the right side. Placing the hands on the mat. From here, we're going to keep our hips above our knees and we're going to begin to walk our hands forward, bringing the chest down towards the mat in puppy pose. And taking your forehead and just allowing it to rest on the mat here. Now, option is you hold here to go a little deeper. If you want to come a little deeper, then lifting the forehead off the mat and taking the chin to the mat. And then to come out of it, pushing down into the hands, walking the hands back and coming back through tabletop position. Taking the right leg and sending the right leg back, tucking the toes. And we're just going to move a little forward and back here. Then from here, on your next inhale, lift that right leg off the mat. On your next inhale, round through the spine and bring the knee towards the nose. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, bringing that knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, brings the knee forward. And this time we're going to hold it here and then step it between the hands. Coming into a low lunge. So hands are placed firmly on the mat. We're grounding down into that front heel and front foot. On your next inhale, lift the chest, open it up. So you're coming up onto our fingertips here so we can open through the chest. Breathing here. Notice where you're feeling this today. Where in the body are you feeling this most? Then grounding down into the left hand, and we're going to inhale, open up to the right side. On your next inhale, we're going to lift up, staying facing towards the right, reaching the arms long, staying in that twist. Then taking that right arm down behind you on that along that left leg, reach the left arm overhead. Open up here. Then circle one hand back to the mat and then the other before stepping that right knee back. Tucking those left toes, sending that foot back and just beginning to move forward and back through that leg. Then lifting it up in line with the hips. And on your exhale, round through the spine, bring the knee towards the nose. Inhale, send that leg long. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose. Hold it here for a moment before stepping it forward. Grounding down into that front foot and into the hands. Breathing here. Notice how this side feels compared to the last side. Then coming up onto the fingertips so you can open through the chest. Can you feel a difference between each side? Let me know in the comments after we've finished this class if you do. Or maybe they feel the same. Just begin to notice and observe. Grounding down into the right hand, opening up to the left side. Now on your next inhale, we're going to lift the chest, opening up to that left side of the mat, staying in your twist position as you do. And taking that left hand down the right leg, reaching that right arm overhead. Coming back through center to circle the hands down to the mat and step that right foot back. Walking the knees forward and coming back to sit on your bottoms. Alright, so bringing your left heel in towards the groin and extend the right leg out. Again, we want to find some length in our spine. So if you want to take that blanket and place it back under your hips, then please do so. But just finding some length here, and we're going to turn our chest over towards our right foot. As you inhale, reach those arms up overhead, and exhale, fold forward over that right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lifting up halfway, and exhale, releasing. Taking that left hand behind you and the right hand to the left knee, coming into a twist. So again, find length through that spine as you twist. Now grounding down into that left hand and into the left knee and the right foot, we're going to sweep that right arm overhead as we lift our hips up, opening through that front body. And exhale, lower down. Coming back through center, bringing the right knee in this time, right heel into the groin, extending the left leg, lengthening up tall through the spine, turning the chest towards that left knee. As you inhale, reach up, exhale, fold forward. Finding length on the inhales and folding on the exhales. Now notice where in the body you are feeling this the most. Tune inwards to the sensations and the feelings. Be present with them. As you inhale, lifting up, coming back through center, before taking that right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee in a twist. And grounding down into that right hand, into the right knee, into the left foot. As you inhale, we're going to sweep that left arm overhead, lifting the hips, sending the hips forward. Exhale, lower back down, coming back through center. And we're going to extend both legs forward this time. Again, sitting up tall through the spine. As you inhale, reach those arms overhead, and exhale, fold forward over the legs. Now notice if there's anywhere you can let go here. Maybe it's through the feet. Can you release a little? Maybe it's through the jaw. Just notice where you're holding tension and where you have space to let go. On your next inhale, lifting up halfway and releasing back. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat and just finding your block and having it handy near you, because we will use this soon. We're going to bring our arms forward and exhale, roll down onto your back. Now taking that right ankle and crossing it just over the left knee. And as you inhale, bring those knees in towards the chest. Hands come through the gates of the legs and bringing that left knee in towards you. That right foot is flexed here. And releasing the clasp of the hands, and we're going to send that right foot to the left side of the mat. The left knee drops down in a twist. So your hands can come into cactus arms and you can look out over that right shoulder. Notice where you feel this pose the most. And bringing the knees back through centre, uncrossing the right foot, bringing both feet to the mat. Taking that left ankle just past the right knee and bringing the hands through the gates of the legs as you bring that right knee in towards the chest. Releasing the hands from the legs and dropping that left sole of the foot, right knee, towards the right side of the mat. Gaze coming out over that left shoulder. And then coming back through centre, releasing the legs and bringing the feet to the mat. Taking your block either on the lowest or the medium height and placing it under the hips as you lift the hips up off the mat. So feet are placed firmly on the mat, your hips are lifted and resting on your block. Breathing here and just allowing yourself some space to let go and release. Your hips should be really comfortable on the block. If it's not comfortable, then you need to adjust and move so that it is. And then bringing the right knee into the chest, followed by the left knee, and extending the feet up towards the sky. This is a variation of the legs up the wall pose. And it's a great posture to come to whenever you need to slow down and tune into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is the place where we rest and we digest. And then from here we're going to bring one knee into the chest and then the other. Lowering the left foot down and the right foot down, grounding down into the feet to lift the hips up off the block and just moving it out of the way. Extending the legs long, allowing the feet to just relax and release open. Arms come down beside you, palms faced up for Shavasana. Beginning to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. Taking some movements through the fingers and the toes. Taking those arms overhead and taking a nice full body stretch before bending the knees and rolling to the right side. And just finding some space to pause for a moment of gratitude. And then when you're ready, coming up through sit. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart. I hope you are able to enjoy this practice today and that you maybe noticed some things in each posture, maybe noticed a different feeling. I hope you've enjoyed the practice, and I will see you for day 29 tomorrow. Namaste. If you liked this class and you know what to do, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this and follow along for the next 2 days, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to see when videos drop. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.